Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Just Kicking It with Polo Show and
I'm sword, motherfucker!
yeah. So yeah, we just talk about everything that happens in the world of hip hop every week.
Yeah.
We're about to get into it. So
Jesus.
one of the biggest stories going on right now, also involving a Canadian,
Son of a
Tory
bitch.
Lanez. So Megan confirms that Tory did shoot her. So I think she went live on Friday, I think it was.
Nice.
And she was just basically, I ended up seeing it, like reposted on a bunch of blogs. She was basically just like, oh, I'm seeing that, I haven't been saying anything because I'm sparing this dude, but I'm seeing that like Tory is using his publicist to go to all the hip hop blogs and say like Megan like attacked him or something. He's trying to like spin the story. So that's why she's like she's not having it anymore. So she said what it was. She even described the story in detail. She said it was her in the car. She was in the front seat. Tory was in the back with her friend. I think the driver was also the security. I think so. There was 4 people in the car. She had come out of the car because they were arguing the whole time. She had come out of the car because she was done with the arguing. Tory from the back seat of the car through the window, used the gun to like shoot at her feet. So so pretty fucked up. And then she was just saying that when the police came, like they were just that night is what she was saying. She said the police were just like arresting people and like shooting black people for whatever reason.
What the
And
fuck?
exactly. So they come up to her, they come up to them, they're celebrities, and they're like, "Yo, what's going on? We heard a gun sound. I think that was what got the police there, like a gun complaint." And so she wasn't about to tell them like, "Yeah, dude has a gun in the car," but
Right.
but yeah. So she was like, "Yeah, it's just glass. That's why I'm bleeding. Drop me at the hospital." And even when she was at the hospital, she still wasn't trying to tell them, what happened.
Damn.
So yeah, just clearing up, where all that glass stuff is coming from and whatnot.
Right.
But so that's the full story from what I know it as. What do we think of this? I mean, we've had our suspicions. I think we brought it up a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But now we have it, and I thought I thought they were just sitting next to each other in the car and then he just shot at her feet. I mean, I don't know. It's still equally fucked up.
Yeah.
But so what do you think?
It's I have this tweet that Tory Lanez liked like a fool. I don't know why he's even on social media right now. Like, you should just be off, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Did he still like it or did he unlike it?
I don't know, but he liked it, so that's enough for.
Yeah.
It's too late.
It's too late, man. I see it all the time. Like, yo, someone posted and deleted this. I'm like, yo, how do you have it?
It's been screenshotted 1,000 times already, bro. Sorry. So it's from this guy named Larry Johnson who has a check mark. So I guess he can have an opinion because he has a check mark next to his name.
Yeah.
It says, ladies, if you date a man who coined the term demon time and you get shot by him during demon hours, be accountable for your stupidity. Hashtag Tory Lanez. Maybe she should have taken a course in behavioral sciences. So this is the worst type of person. Just putting all the blame. Like, here's the thing. Is we still don't know what's true or not, but I'm pretty certain we can make a guess as to what's really going on here. I mean, Tory, he's a pretty small dude. He makes pretty gigantic music, and he's talked about this lifestyle for a while. And I mean, like, what world are you, Shosho, in a car with a chick like Megan Thee Stallion? No matter how mad she's getting at you, no matter what is happening, and you see a gun, and you're like, you know what? This bitch is driving me crazy. And we're literally driving. and I'm going to take this gun. I'm going to shoot her in the feet because she deserves it.
Yeah, man, I don't know. That speaks a lot to his character, man. Like that's 100%. Like I don't know. I just don't feel like this is not a. I don't know. This is not a.
That's sick, bro.
A lot of people are comparing this to like the Chris Brown thing, and like like everyone's saying like Chris Brown made it back. Rihanna was an even bigger. Rihanna was an even bigger celebrity. I mean, even Chris Brown was an even bigger celebrity. But I feel like, nah, man, it's not the same thing, man. I mean, not to downplay beating a woman. What Chris Brown did to Rihanna was fucked up. Let's not downplay that.
Yeah.
But this is like, I don't know, man. Like this seems so much messed up because it's a weapon involved, like a loaded weapon. You have to like,
it's like a conscious decision. It's like something like that. Like maybe like the Chris Brown situation is fucked up as it was. There's something to you saying like it's the heat of the moment, and you can imagine him being 17 and like him being this superstar and her being the superstar. And it's just, there's a lot of factors into that situation. They're also dating and they're in love, like deep love. And I've been in relationships where I've gotten so mad at a chick, like I start yelling like crazy, and it's like you almost like lose yourself sometimes because you're so in love, But this is just like, bro, like, all right, like you decided to shoot her because of your pride. And like for people to justify it, because, people don't know if this is what really happened still. But the fact that people are coming out and be like, well, you know what? Like maybe Megan should like be able to control her emotions. I'm like, well, you ever dealt with you ever been with a woman? Like, it's not like there's a difference, like, I don't know. I think the accountability is totally on Tory. It's like you have opportunities to leave situations like that. But to escalate it to that point where you shoot her in the foot is wrong. I don't see any argument to be had. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think that this is being downplayed just because of like Megan is a stallion, like she's like, I don't know how, is she like 6 feet?
She's pretty big.
She looks like a tall chick, exactly. Mm-hmm. She's beautiful, yeah. But she's definitely, she looks like she could beat Tory Lanez in a fight,
She does look like she could beat.
And it's like, I just feel like have you seen Saweetie?
Yes.
That's another like beautiful female rapper. But she's definitely like, she's definitely more of the feminine profile, you know what I mean? Like more what I'm saying is like, I feel like there's not too much sympathy towards Megan because of how she is, right? Like Megan is this, Megan could probably have beaten Tory Lanez. She probably slapped him around a bit. That's why he had to use the strap. That's what people were saying, but it's like, I'm just saying, like, if this had happened to a Saweetie, like if this was Tory Lanez and Saweetie, I know they're not together or whatever, but
unforgivable.
But exactly, it would be like, yo, Sweetie's a flower, like what the hell? How did you know what I mean? And so you know what I mean? And what I'm saying is like, I feel like a lot of the jokes and stuff that are like a lot of the lack of sympathy that Megan is getting is from her being, 6 foot, beautiful, and looking like she could take Tory, So I think it's pretty fucked up. But
she's still
it's still like, and I feel like I bring this back to the Rihanna situation as well. I feel like that's why, like, again, Rihanna was the flower in that situation. When immediately it happened, there was sympathy for Rihanna. I just feel like with this whole thing, there's so many people like, yo, I need to see the bullet wounds. Like I don't know, like you know what I mean, like you know what I mean. But I'm just saying, like if Saweetie came out tomorrow and said, that I don't want to say Quavo, but like this happened to her, right? It wouldn't be a like, yo, let's see those bullet wounds. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like, what? Yeah. Protect her at all costs. You know what I mean? Like fucking let's burn down Tory's house. So I do feel like there's that playing in. So at least we're both agreed on that. I mean, it's fucked up. No one condones this. Nobody condones this at all. This is super fucked up. Tory Lanez just looks like a pussy.
He does look like a pussy. And honestly, he doesn't look like a pussy. He is a pussy, man.
Straight up. Because it's like, she wasn't even in the car, man. It sounds like she was leaving and man was like, I just can't take this. I gotta, I gotta fucking shoot. It's not even So
I gotta be the big man.
it's dumb as shit. So I don't know if I can rock with Tory moving forward, man. I hope
I don't
more
think so.
information comes to light. But it looks like these are the facts, and I don't know if I can rock with Tory like that. So
If hypothetically, if it comes out and whatever happens, we somehow get footage or like we see what really happens and we know for a fact, and it turns out Tori didn't do this and she's lying.
well, I mean, in the live thing, she said her friend was in the car. She said the police have a witness. She made that they also have a witness or someone that was outside the car that night that saw what went down, and they also have a video.
Okay. So then we're probably she's probably right.
Ever since this thing happened, Tory Lane has been radio silent.
This is true.
This is a dude that was doing quarantine radio. Hitting everyone up online.
Call that guilt.
So like he knows like.
I forgot he did that. That shit was. Oh my goodness, this is crazy, dude. I can't believe this happened. Like, damn, son. Like, how to ruin your career?
I was just like on his IG, and like the last post he made, which was like a song, a music video was promoting before this all went down. It's like all the comments now, like you can just tell, like it's just been spanning. Like people are just going back to see what's up, and it's all his fans, and you're seeing like, yo, man, Tory has never been gone like silent this long. Like something's up. So
guilt.
So I would like to think that you're right. We haven't heard from Tory. I would like to think that we don't have the full story, but the fact that he's been silent, fact that she's come out, she's shown us pictures, she said that they have a witness. There was someone else in the car. They said they have a video. Yeah, it looks like man, it's fucked, man. Like I don't know.
She also lost her mom too, like pretty recently as well. Like it's shit is. She also has a #1 record right now. Life is weird that way where. Yeah, man. Like it's just when I remember when I read this, I remember the morning that this happened and I was like, what this? I didn't even know, like Megan and Tory were like chilling like that. But I guess that was just some shit. And it was like like Kylie Jenner's like party. And I'm just like, is this just the fucking like, is it just the Hollywood life? Like, is this just something that happens? Just a day in the life and you get shot at a party you're at Kylie Jenner's house, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of ill. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, what the fuck? I want that to happen to me. Nah, man. Nah, bro. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I saw after that she tweeted like, yo, I have to protect my energy, who I'm around, and I'm like, yo, that's shit that you gotta, I feel like we all know that going in, maybe you'll lose yourself a bit, but she's definitely gonna be moving forward. But yeah, definitely don't chill with Kylie Jenner. Like, I don't know. That family is Satan. But yeah, man, she's living the fast life right now, and it's fucked up that all this is happening to her at once, man. But I hope justice is served. I hope we see this. I hope we see what happens, man. Yeah, hope the truth is revealed. Yeah, exactly. I did want to bring up something as well. So hip hop is bringing this up. I saw 6ix9ine, like academics posted that 6ix9ine. He posted a video of him listening to like a Megan Thee Stallion song saying like, yo, Megan's his new favorite rapper, obviously just trolling. So, but insinuating, I know I'm going to see this conversation is going to come up over the course of this week. Is Megan a snitch? Dude, let's dead this right now. No. And there's a difference. And you brought it up before the cast. I want you to explain it because you had a really good point. Yeah, man. Like straight up, like I feel like if me and you go, if me and you make a decision like, yo, let's go rob that bank. And you're like, yo, homie, let's do this. Let's fucking do this. We rob the bank, we get the money. Yeah. And then they catch us. And then you just flip on me. You're just like, yo, I'll give you all the information as far as you let me go. And so they lock me up for however long. Yeah. And then, dude's just out there. You're just out there spending that money, Sounds great. That's snitching. No, that's snitching. That's straight up snitching because you did illegal shit with me, to get to where you were, like we both consciously did illegal shit. And then they say there's no honor among thieves though, my friend. Now the pressure comes, but I mean, that's the street code, like, and when you think about it from a street perspective, yeah, the streets exist
like the whole ecosystem of everyone being able to do illegal stuff, pimping, drug dealing, all that stuff exists because there's I know if I'm dealing with you, as fucked up as what we're doing is, if we get caught by these guys, you're not gonna say anything. You know, we deal with shit between us. You know, if you know what I mean. If everyone's a snitch, then you can't deal with anyone.
Yeah.
So that's just the code. So I
feel like there's levels, bro. Like if you snitch on like say if I snitched on you, that's fucked up because we're friends. Like we talk often. Like we make music together. Like we're like that'd be fucked up. But it's like if it's someone that you just meet that you're doing a bank robbery with and you don't know this guy, but you just robbed a bank and he's like, hey, you need to tell us the information about this guy.
This is besides the point, man. And that comes back to what you're saying. That comes back to what you're saying. You're bringing into all these details like, nah, man, we homies from the get-go. That's why you shouldn't snitch. But no, the street code is, if we met today and we decided like we're going to do something illegal,
yeah,
and you get caught, you're not, that's the code. I can assure that, you're not going to snitch on me, or else like you're not a street person. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you're not official. Like I can't, you're now a known person that we can't be doing shit with.
Yeah.
So that's
just don't do these things. The thing about 6ix9ine is like, it's like, yeah, we could debate and argue. It was like, oh yeah, I can't believe he snitched. It's like, well, why can't we just be like, yo, he shouldn't have been doing any of that in the first place.
He shouldn't have been doing that. But let's bring it back to the definition of snitching.
Yeah.
So this definition of snitching is if me and you decide to do something illegal,
yeah,
and then we get caught and you decide to turn on me, for your own gain, that's snitching. And that's exactly what 6ix9ine did. He hired hitters against like, Trippie Redd and Chief Keef. He did all that stuff. He was on camera acting like a gangster. He used those guys to come up everywhere he went. The Game, Snoop Dogg, no OG was like, he was threatening everyone like, yo, I'm gonna show up in your city with my people. You know what I mean? He used that gang, that backing to get to get that clout. And then when the pressure came, when they were like, oh, you actually, they brought it up in court. Did you not, hire this person and shoot this person? And that he was like, yes, I did. Man, they literally have pictures of him in court pointing at people, man. That's the definition of snitching.
That's nasty. That's sick. That's like, how does your soul intact? Like, how do you look in the mirror and then you're like, you know what?
So the guy he hired to go shoot someone is doing time right now. You know what I mean? But it's like,
makes no sense.
I literally hired you to go shoot someone, So it's like, we're both part of this thing, but it's like, I'm going to give you up so I can have my time. So anyways, 6ix9ine is a snitch. Yeah. In Megan's case, her and Tory did not decide to go do anything illegal together.
Yeah. They're not thieves. Like
Tory, they're both like mutually, friendly or whatever, cordial.
They're doing it.
And Tory did something illegal to her, in the public space. They're celebrities. So she's a woman. She's a victim.
She is a woman, man. And she's, and we can't act like, bro, even if, Meg is probably the same size as me or like a little shorter. And people make the joke like, oh, she could probably take you, bro. It's like, no, I'm still a guy and I'm still most likely going to be like physically dominating because of how guys are built. Like biologically, So it's like you kind of have to have more sympathy for women, at least from my perspective. And that's not me trying to be like, yo, women can't do this and that. It's just like a literal like, why don't we I'm not gonna let like my girl walk at night in downtown at like 3 a.m. I'm not gonna be like, yo, that's cool. Like I'm gonna have to be with her because that's just how physically humans are, like, and so I don't know. I always take it is always easier. Like obviously there's some cases where women are not true, but I feel like this is a case of like, yo, this is right and wrong. This is Megan. If everything we're hearing is factual, like Megan is not in the wrong necessarily.
She's not a victim. Well, I mean, she's a victim. So she's not.
Victim.
This whole thing is she's not a snitch. That's my own takeaway.
She's not a snitch.
when Rihanna got
That's insane, dude. For
when
someone to
Rihanna
even
got
like be
when
mad at
Rihanna
that.
got people are gonna we're gonna see it over the course of this week, man. It's already happening. When Rihanna got her face, like we saw the pictures when it came out, right? Remember how she looked.
Mhm.
Imagine if Rihanna that was how she looked, and Rihanna's telling her homegirls like, "Yo, I don't want to be a snitch. I can't say what happened." Like that's not snitching. She's a victim. You know what I mean? Like that's not.
Yeah.
She didn't embark on.
That's something
You know what I mean?
you're supposed to deal with like in a legal matter, because it's like, I don't know, there's just a point where it's past street code, I guess you could say, but like, I mean, shit, like, if fucking I just don't see it as snitching. Like, it's not snitching, it's just like being honest to
Yeah,
a circumstance.
it's being real. Look, it's just
Yeah.
look. I'm clarifying this. If so, snitching to me is if you did something illegal and now
Yes,
you're
yes.
pointing the finger. In this
Yeah.
case, she didn't do anything illegal. She is, however, talking to police. She's, however, doing this, but this is not like some street shit.
That's what
She's
she should be
literally
doing.
this she's literally a victim, and so in this
Yeah.
case, I truly do side with Megan.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that justice is served.
I mean,
We'll
he could
see,
really
see how this.
I mean, if he really did this and they find evidence, like he'll probably go to jail. Like, that's assault, right? So, and you shot someone with the intent to harm them, and you can't prove that he didn't do that. You can't prove that he intentionally tried to shoot her foot or whatever. He might have been trying to just shoot her, right? So, like, I feel like if this in the next couple months, we'll probably see Tory Lanez either move to Canada or probably go to prison,
Which would be very unfortunate.
which would suck because he's an extremely talented guy.
Word. All right. On to the next topic.
The fire has risen. The fire rises.
So Nas drops an album.
Yes.
What he do? What was the last album he dropped?
The Kanye one.
Yeah, the Kanye album.
Which I had to come on after. I heard Bon Voyage, I think, or Bonjour.
Yeah.
That shit was kind of fire. The beat is so hard. Like, I was like, oh my God.
A lot of the beats are fire. I don't know. Just overall, I feel like, the rap game, hip hop did not really appreciate that project. They just felt like it was
rushed.
It's more like an EP. And then now, so he's come back with King's Disease, fully produced and executive produced by Hit Boy.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, Hit Boy was like Kanye's protege. He produced Niggas in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
So he's that dude, He
really
kind of left good music and he started like his own thing. But we're seeing his name like more. He's just produced a whole Nas album.
That's
Benny
a
the
big
Butcher,
accolade.
Word. Benny the Butcher is going to drop a full-length project later on this year, and it's going to be an album fully produced by Hit Boy.
What?
Yeah, man. So,
no way.
Word, yeah, man. So
that's going to be fire, dude.
Yeah, bro.
I'm excited for that. I did not know that. Holy shit.
Man, so Hit Boy's getting his name in there, man. Hit Boy also has like production credit on like Astro World, So
yeah, dude,
dude is on his grind.
I love these ideas. I love this idea, man, so much, of like just having a producer and an artist and it being like a collab album. I think that is awesome. Every time I've heard it, it's been sick. Every time, because like centralized ideas.
Yeah. I've always appreciated those albums as well. I feel like I think like 444 comes to mind by Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only Jay-Z album out of all his albums like to ever be produced entirely by one producer. There's usually multiple producers going on. But I just feel like, and I feel like a lot of people, his last album he dropped, a lot of people are calling it a classic and people are calling it some of his best work, right? I just feel like what that offers really more than anything else is cohesiveness, like throughout. And it's because you can hear it through it. It looks like, it was just the producer and the rapper. So
Nas album.
But yeah, the Nas album. Nas King King's Disease. I put King's Dead here. King's Disease. So yeah, what do you think about it upon first listen?
Okay. I'm gonna be totally real. I did not really had very high expectations. It's Nas. I love Nas to death. Don't get me wrong. Top 5 ever, of course. Some of the most shit.
Top five.
He's like his influence. Even listening to this project, you hear his influence in like everyone. But
True.
The first 3 tracks, I'm gonna be real. It got me worried. I didn't particularly like them.
But let me look at the track list.
I think Blue Benz is hard.
Yeah, Blue Benz is hard.
I didn't really like the intro. Okay, wait.
I mean, he said some nice stuff on the intro. He addressed some stuff on the intro.
Card number. Okay, I might have been wrong. I just
card. That's what I was gonna wonder. That's why I had to look at the track. Because I'm like, isn't car number 85 in the 3? Yeah, man. I think I really like car 85. That's
okay. Here's what I'll say. I think this album is incredible. Ultra Black has really grown on me. 27 Summers, that beat. Oh my goodness. And the way he rhymes. This shit just I don't know. There's something. My favorite song is Replace Me with Big Sean and Don Toliver. That's just something I'm gonna have in my rotation.
That's a vibe. I was like, yo, this is gonna do numbers, I think.
Don Toliver is like he's definitely like his album was really good. I think he signed with Travis Scott.
Yeah.
That's my favorite song. I love Till the War Is Won with Lil Durk. All Bad with Anderson .Paak. That beat is nasty. The drum break.
That's a dope beat.
There's really not a song I don't, except for the intro, which I might just have to re-listen to again. But
do you like Spicy, the last track?
Oh no, not. I like the beat. I'm not a big fan of the. Yeah, I didn't really like his lyrics actually. I thought they were I was like, why is this on here?
Yeah, man. I thought Ferg had the hardest verse.
You shouldn't say that with Nas, though.
Yeah, man. That's what I was like, yo, how am I listening to a Nas album and Ferg has the hardest verse? You know, I was like, what?
I didn't want to say it. Man, the beats on here, man. Tell me these beats aren't amazing, bro. Tell me you don't like this album. There's no way you don't like this album.
Yeah, man. I really like the album. I've listened to it twice through now. I feel like I got to listen to it a little bit more. But yeah, man, like I'm familiar with all the tracks. Like just the Firm track, Full Circle, that is incredible, man. Like that beat is incredible. Everyone comes through. You know, it's a fucking, it's nuts. I think he has a line about like, yo, I was talking about relationships with my boxing trainer. Let me find the bar, man.
I had such a hard time keeping up with the bars. I was just like in the music, you know. I'm gonna have to keep re-listening to it because I know I missed a lot. There were some things that I caught, but I can't tell you offhand. But I mean, to be honest, like the album is it feels really polished. It feels brand new. It feels timeless. Like it feels like it fits right into 2020 as well. To the vibe, you know, like. He
says, and I go through multiple love triangles over and over enough. I talk to my boxing trainer. He's my logic explainer. Conversations through our combination. He told me stick and move. Different rules apply to different women. But just the wordplay, because he's saying we're having a conversation through our combination. And told him stick and move, which applies to both boxing and, you know, just hitting these women and sliding. Mm-hmm. So, man, just the whole, like, everyone just comes through. Like, everyone is just like,
yeah,
you know? And it's like...
That caught my ear, too.
It's full circle because it's like, you know, it's a throwback to, like, the Firm, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, really like that. That's, like, a standout cut for me. But, yeah, I really like Car 85. Like, that caught my ear right in the jump. Blue Benz, I like. King's Disease, I like. Yeah, man, I feel like it's feel like it's a solid body of work.
And it's short. Just the last track I didn't like, the one with Ferg.
I feel like they should have just put bonus on it. That's what I felt like.
Bonus?
It doesn't, does it?
I think it does. I think it is a bonus track. I don't think it belongs on this album.
I'm gonna see what this thing is saying. Oh, it is a bonus. Oh, okay, fuck. I'm
so
just
it doesn't
saying,
really count.
I didn't see the bonus thing at the end. Like I had to wait for Spotify to like slide through. But yeah, oh, that's great. So yeah, it doesn't really count. Yeah.
So this album is like damn near. What am I skipping? I mean, I think I'll probably end up liking King's Disease. I'll probably end up liking. I do like every song. There's not a song I don't like. I'm going to listen to Replace Me. I love Big Sean's verse.
Yeah, says some slick shit.
I want to smoke weed with Nas.
Fuck, man, that would be
Prior women had no remorse when they tried to end them, no discourse, no discussion. I'm all alone. And all the people with the
listen to that, bro. You can hear his flow is like everybody's flow.
It's up to me and you go to introspection. You ain't go to you.
Yeah, man. I read an article once that it was like, yo, like Illmatic was like the start of like the modern day of rap. Like once, you know, it was the completion of the code. And what was I listening to recently? Let Nas Down, where J. Cole is like,
Pac was like Jesus.
Pac was like Jesus. Nas wrote the Bible, and I'm like, yo, Nas did write the fucking Bible, man. Like,
Pac was Jesus.
If hip hop is a religion, then yeah, that is very accurate. Pac was fucking Jesus. He had to die. He had to die for us to realize to appreciate this shit.
Don't tell me he died at like 26, I think.
Yeah.
He's so young. Damn, he died. I'm gonna be 26 next year.
Yeah, man.
What the hell? Anyways, overall, man, I think everyone who's listening probably knows what I think. I am a giant Nas fan. This is a great album. I'm going to keep listening to this. This is going to be in my rotation. The whole album I'm going to be listening to over and over. I think my standout tracks would be Ultra Black, 27 Summers, Replace Me, All Bad, and The Cure.
Yeah, man.
I love the I love the content. I love what he's saying, his flows, obviously. The beats are amazing. Like, how's this a Nas beat?
Hey, boy's like, yo, come, I got you.
He's probably
like
a Nas fan.
Word.
Who's not a Nas fan?
Every time I listen to Nas, is like I always say Nas is in my top 5. But every time I'm like listening to like Illmatic, and that's why I was talking about it. I was like, I listened to Memory Lanes recently. Every time I have like a song from like those early albums on, I'm like, yo, this guy got to be at least the best. This is the best rapper alive, you know? Like, you know, I get, you know what I mean? When he's rapping, I get that feeling. I'm like, yo.
I feel you, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. He just has that presence.
This was like, man, I can imagine receiving this in 94, man, when this was not the norm. When everything else was just lackluster, and this dude just, I'm suited up in street clothes, hand me a 9 and I defeat foes. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, man, fuck. Shout out Nas, man. He's been killing it. He's been killing the game for years, man. I was actually just thinking, because I always like knock, I don't know, I always say like he doesn't have classics after the first couple albums or whatever. I don't know what I said, but I just feel like I've heard every Nas album, I think. I'm pretty sure even the fucking like the Street Disciples tapes and whatever.
Tapes.
And yeah, I've never heard like I put him in the category of like artists who I'm like, I'm not always going to be able to like return to every single song, but if I'm down to listen to a project, I can listen to a Nas project, because I know he's going to consistently deliver all through.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how, so I put him in that category of musicians. There's musicians who like, they're good for their singles, but they're popular album artists. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Travis Scott.
I think that's a great example. Nas is definitely like living proof, man. Living proof that lyricism is alive,
and it will never die. If that's not going to indicate that y'all need to write. Anyways,
but yeah,
I don't want to start hating. It's too early in the cast.
Overall, yeah, very fire album. Y'all should check it out if you haven't.
100%.
So last global topic we got here, new DC comic trailers. So I'm a very huge DC Comics fan, have been since I was a kid. So obviously this is big news for me. One of the trailers is Batman. So there are 3 new trailers. There's Batman,
Wonder Woman,
the Wonder Woman, and then the Zack Snyder Justice League extended cut or director's cut.
The actual Justice League.
Yeah, it was. So we checked out all the trailers. I watched all of them just before this, and I was like, "What? This looks like a fucking completely different movie." Like they had fucking Darkseid was in it. What the fuck?
He wasn't in the original movie, so
so you guys are gonna have to write that into the script. You know what I mean? So
how do you take that out of a movie?
Yeah. I don't know.
I
just also felt like, who was that guy at the end? Like Steppenwolf, that was the name of the bad guy in the end. Yeah. I just also felt like that was just such a, you know what I mean? Like I just felt like
just a weird choice.
Yeah, I was like, you know what I mean? So
no emotion.
If in the original one, like that was just like the precursor to Darkseid showing up to really fuck it up, and then they just couldn't use the Darkseid scenes for whatever reason.
Yeah,
they decided to end the movie with that dude. Then like, yeah, my initial problem with the first one, with the Justice League movie, was that Superman dies such an epic death at the end of the, Batman versus Superman movie, right? And then we come into this movie, we're not even 15 minutes in, maybe 11 minutes in, and they brought this dude back to life, so it was just like, yo, he's just chilling in the coffin. Like whenever we need him, we'll bring him back. You know what I mean? It was just, they just downplayed it, So I'm hoping that was for me, like that. That's why that movie, like I wrote that movie off in my head like 11 minutes in, because I was like, well, Superman is already back. This dude, we spent the whole movie killing him the last time. Like this dude is already back.
Yeah.
They just downplayed like life, like, yo, you just brought this back. Like there's nothing.
The severity of that moment was nothing.
Exactly. He had his little like, yo, he's not himself. Again, and they just like that. Another span for another like 10 minutes, not even like, and then he was back, was on the team. Justice League is formed. I'm like, nah, man, they just rushed it. So I'm hoping that in this new cut,
I think they will.
Maybe there was more footage before Superman came back.
Yeah.
Because that would automatically make it be like, all right, maybe there was more to just bringing dude back.
Yeah.
Because it almost seems like the movie we watched was like a trailer of the actual like cut.
No, for real. Even the shade of the movie was different.
Yeah.
It was like darker.
It looked like the animation for Darkseid, I don't know.
Wasn't done.
Wasn't looking very good, right? Did you see that as well?
Yeah. I was like, yeah. This is HBO Max quality right here.
Yeah.
This is not free in the theaters.
But I'm as a fan, I'm gonna watch it all. You know what I mean? Like I can give a fuck if Darkseid is gonna show up at the end after that Steppenwolf guy, then fuck yeah, man. You guys can have a stick figure Darkseid. Save the story. Like
just the worst animation. Fuck it. I can pretend.
Yeah. So I think as comic book fans, I think it's just as movie fans in general, we were all disappointed with the Justice League movie.
Yeah.
And so I think, from the trailer, from what I saw from the trailer, I don't know what it is. I think it's like a whole other like hour, right?
Yeah.
A whole other like hour has been.
I think it's going to be, it's going to be long.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Y'all do whatever you got to do. You know.
Fun
Save.
fact: have you seen Watchmen by Zack Snyder?
I have the very first Watchmen.
Yeah, like the movie.
Yeah, I have.
I really like that. The director's cut for that is really good as well. And
I haven't seen that, but I mean, I've seen Watchmen, but I haven't seen the director's cut. Like, what else
so
comes?
Sick. There's just it's just like BVS, and it's like all of his movies have director's cuts, and the
what do you get out of it? Like a different is it like different? If I watch it, would it be different? A different story from the original one?
It wouldn't be a different story. It'd just be a different. It'd be the pacing would be better, and it would feel shorter, even though it's longer. So that happened with BVS as well, where BVS came out and it was like, okay, so there's stuff missing, like it feels it's not long enough, and then the director's cut comes out, and you're like, oh, they add context to a bunch of stuff, and it actually makes the film go by faster because it's more easy to watch, and it's not so disjointed. But the fun fact is, there's a scene in Watchmen where they use the same song, the Hallelujah song, the same version too. In that movie, for like, there's a certain scene in Watchmen. I just thought that was a cool little Easter egg for like Zack Snyder fans.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard that. I was like, oh shit, that's kind of sick.
But yeah, I'm excited for this BVS.
For Justice League?
Not be a Justice League director's cut. And so yeah, on to Batman.
The Batman.
So yeah, after Ben Affleck accepted a role that he was not born to do, and
oh my god,
slowly brought shame to it, bro. Man, in our lifetime, we have seen the greatest Batman on live action in a live action movie ever. You know, in the history of Batman in our lifetime. Fucking Christian Bale, bro.
Of course. I was gonna be mad if you said like something crazy, like
you know what I mean? So I'm just saying like that we have seen the highest standard they can be for Batman on a movie screen. You know what I mean? Like they did a whole trilogy, so not even one movie. Like that's the highest standard. Don't touch Batman unless you're gonna do it like that or do it harder. You know what I mean? Like I thought, man, we're not gonna get another Batman movie for years now because man, ain't no one gonna fuck with Chris Nolan unless Chris Nolan comes back to do it again. You know? But here's this dude, and I'm like, all right, Zack Snyder did Man of Steel, which, you know, people felt a way about, but I feel like it's a good movie, you know? I feel like it aged well. And then I felt like you just wanted to do it bigger with the next movie, so that's what BVS was. It was like, all right. So for me, I was just like, man, if you're just trying to get Batman in your, you know, Superman Part 2 movie just to spice up the Part 2, you know, that's not going to be a good look, you know? So I hope, and then, you know, we saw like Zack Snyder is doing these films in association with DC, right? So he's getting all the blessings and whatnot to do everything. And so, yeah, the film came out, we saw it, everyone had mixed feelings about it. I guess the director's cut came out and then, you know, people were like, all right, it's a bit better. But yeah, like I don't know, man. I don't know.
Good, you don't like Ben Affleck's Batman.
I just want to, you know, like I just when I stop and I think about the role he played in both the Justice League and BVS, I'm just like, for me, there's no takeaway. There's nothing. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. There's nothing special about that Batman. You know what I mean?
I personally, I did like the way he tackled the character, but I also
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, just personally, but I just liked. I don't know. I liked the way he was portraying him. I liked his Bruce Wayne a lot too. I thought his Bruce Wayne was really dope. But I'm gonna have to watch it again. I have it on my Xbox where I have the director's cut on my Xbox, so I'll probably give it a watch, especially before I'm gonna watch Man of Steel and then BVS director's cut before I watch Justice League Snyder cut, whatever the fuck. But what did you think of the Batman trailer?
I thought it was really good, man. I thought it was okay. Well, let me finish what I was gonna say. So first of all I was gonna say is this. I felt like dude was just trying to get a Batman for to spice up his Superman Part 2. That's what I thought. That's what I thought when I was like, yo, Batman, put some respect on Batman's name, They would never try to just put a Superman in a Batman Part 2 just to spice it up, So I'm like, put some respect on Batman names. You're gonna do it big, And I'm like, all right, Ben Affleck's doing it, they started showing some scenes of the suit and whatnot. I'm like, all right, so it might be what we want it to be. But then, it came out. Some people said they liked it. People said they felt the way about it. But for the most part, I think, the comic book world, the DC world was not really that impressed with his performance. And
that's fair.
Mine is this. The last person to touch that role did the best job in history of anyone to touch that role on movie screens. You know what I mean? So for you to come and do such a bad job, it's terrible. So now we have a new trailer. We have a new guy. It's the dude from Twilight, Robert Pattinson. That's how we know him. This role might be the role that changes his career. He might no longer be the dude from Twilight after this. But anyways, we have a new guy playing this dude. We've seen the trailer. This is all I'm saying. The last dude did such a bad job that all this dude has to do is pick up the pieces. I'm not expecting too much. Whereas if this trailer came out right after Dark Knight, if we never got BVS, if this trailer came out right after Dark Knight, then I would have a completely different reaction than I have to it right now. So anyways,
negative or positive?
I have a positive reaction to it. Like I said, man, the last guy didn't do a very good job.
Right.
So I'm more impressed with the 3 minutes of trailer I just saw now than.
Do you know who the villain is?
It's the Riddler.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, this guy's speaking in riddles, so I'm assuming it's the Riddler.
Yeah,
but
it made sense. They have to. If you're asking like who the dude is, then they did the trailer properly.
That's right.
Yeah, they put the question marks at the end too, right? Like when they were like 2021.
Yeah, it's because they don't even know. Or just fan service, and they literally are like, maybe.
But yeah, I just kind of went off on a rant there, man. But
it's all good, man.
For anyone who doesn't know, I don't like Ben Affleck's Batman.
I think we got that. I think if we got anything this podcast, I think we figured out. Show not a fan of Ben Affleck's Batman.
So onto this new Batman trailer. Yeah, man, I really loved it. I really like the suit. Like I said, it looked very similar to the Daredevil suit in the latest season. Just the way the padding looked, but the way it looked like a slimmer version of the Dark Knight Batman is almost what I saw. Like Christian Bale's Dark Knight is what I saw in that suit. You had brought up that he looked like Terry McGinnis, like from Batman Beyond. Mm-hmm. Is that what you meant, or when you said?
I was thinking more like, I don't know, I just the style of it. It just my first instinct was to think Batman Beyond when I saw even like the way like the movie looks. That was the first thing I thought of. And even like the logo at the end. I don't know. I think they're going to draw a lot of inspiration from the best of Batman.
Yeah, man. They got people
so
like
much, They have so much to work with. It's like how can you make a bad Batman movie because there's so much material.
You get Ben Affleck to play Batman. That's how you make a bad Batman.
Matt Damon next. But
he was actually supposed to be the one in the solo Batman, right? Like Ben Affleck.
Who? He was actually going to direct it, which would have been
right. He was going to direct and be in the Batman and do his own. But
he's an amazing director. He's a great.
He was like, yo, I would do harm to my directing career if I play Batman in my own movie. Like,
I don't know what happened. I think it actually has to do with like financial stuff.
No, man, I'm pretty sure because my brother is so into it. My little brother, he's on the forums, like DC forums and stuff. I'm pretty sure like
you've
the fans,
young.
the fans have booed him out. People, pretty sure that was what it was. The internet was like, yo, we fuck this guy. Like we hated that. We're tired of this dude. And from all the shit, he was just like, all right, I'm not gonna do it. Take the job. Probably had to turn down a $10 million check or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Something in that.
Oh, definitely more than that. To direct and star in a Batman movie.
Yeah.
Definitely
So
some crazy.
I have some respect for him that he did the right thing.
Yeah.
He looked in the mirror and was like, I'm not Batman. I'm not Bruce Wayne.
He just like looks at his mask and just like throws it in the garbage. This is not me. I'm not the Batman. And now he's getting a second chance, even though there's so many universes. But you know what? I think this trailer looks awesome. I love the style. It reminds me of some animated stuff. It reminds me of Arkham Asylum, and it reminds me of Christopher Nolan's Batman and a bit of Zack Snyder's a little. So it seems like they're just taking the best elements and kind of creating a new one. I really am hoping that it's gonna. I don't know. I just want it to be great. I don't care.
I just want it to be better than BVS.
Yes, I mean I really liked that movie, but
I've actually not seen the director's cut, so maybe I'll watch that. And
you should give it a watch. I think you'd like it. It gives more context to Superman's part because it should have been a Superman movie, but you know, like you said, they just shoehorned it. But
what do you think about him, like Bruce Wayne? So they had a scene like I think it was at a graveyard or something.
Which scene?
Where in the trailer where they had, I don't know if it was a graveyard, but they showed like the one scene where he's like wearing a suit. He's like wearing a full like trench coat or whatever. And they show like him as Bruce Wayne. You know, you see the hair down, you see him looking all emo and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, that was actually the image that popped in my mind. I was like, I don't know why. I think that looks cool. I think they're going for a new style. I like.
Yeah, that looks that's what I was saying. That gave me that was the image that made me think of Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
it's like Terry kind of has that kind of like hairstyle.
They're definitely incorporating elements of like different, because there's so many good like interpretations. But I see what you mean. They're definitely like trying to just.
But yeah, man, they know. When I watch this trailer, I feel like I don't know who's the director. Who is it?
Matthew Vaughn. He did Kick-Ass, Kingsman. Actually, let me just confirm.
All I see when I look at this trailer is like this person is doing this movie, is taking this role, this job seriously. This person understands that you cannot fuck around with the Batman role. You know, They understand that.
Yeah, Matthew Reeves. He did Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Cloverfield.
What?
Damn, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is
like a classic, man.
That's a great movie, man. Wow, he didn't actually do that many. He did 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I liked a lot, actually. But yeah. Anyways, I'm excited. Also,
I'm really excited, man. Like I'm pumped, man. Batman is, as you know, like definitely is my favorite superhero. You know?
Yeah.
So that's
DC needs to save. DC's out here taking over the next 10 years. I'm calling it now because they had a rough 10 years.
Yeah. So we were just talking about that prior to this, how as far as because you know in the comic book world it's DC versus Marvel, and as far as the movie game, Marvel has been kicking ass, you know, like in their whole, they started since 2008 with with the Hulk, the Iron Man, get all the solo movies, then creating a universe, you know, to this point where now they have like one of the biggest movies, is the biggest movie. I keep saying is the biggest movie out ever, you know. So they're killing the movie game, you know, they have the numbers to prove it.
DC killing everything else though.
DC like has exactly.
Movies, but now they're waking up. They're like, this is where the money's at.
Yeah, like, yo, exactly. Like, what? We can't, you know, I think
that's a nice $3 billion you got there. I'll raise you.
I think that's what that, when I remember like the Justice League movie, I think that's what that was. Like even the BVS movie with the dude who played Lex Luthor, with
what the
just Ben Affleck being Batman. I was just like, man, this is just a Hollywood. Like, I just felt like the production company for DC just had like a chunk of money to drop on this, and they're like, "Yo, Snyder, we don't care what you do, but this is how much you have to do it." You know,
we got Mark Zuckerberg playing Lex Luthor.
you know,
I just rewatched The Social Network. Fuck, just such a classic movie.
That is actually a really good movie. Man. It kind of shows you how what is the word? Greedy?
Greedy is the word, yeah.
It's been a while since I watched it, but yeah, that was the vibe, right?
I think
definitely like alone at the end of the movie, like like had no friends. He was trying to add that chick.
Yeah, he's not even that far apart. That's the fucked up part. He was probably in the theater like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, you guys hate me? Like, what are we doing here? Why did I get invited?" But yeah, also
that was a good movie. Oh yeah, Wonder Woman. The trailer also dropped. Sorry, we just went into it. Wonder Woman 84, right? So yeah, I like that the Wonder Woman movies take place in different time zones, you know, because it always I feel like people like stories, you know, even though a movie is a story, people like when there's stories in the story, you know? Mm-hmm. So whenever you're watching a movie and you're like, yo, flashback time, that's like all right, it's time to pay attention, you know, and they usually make the screen black and white or something. But that's the whole fucking Wonder Woman movie because she's lived so long, which I don't know. Is she an immortal in the comics? I never really follow like Wonder Woman like that. Anyways, yeah. So she's lived so long. They didn't explain how the dude is back, but yeah, I love what I saw in the trailer. It looks like Cheetah is the main villain, and Cheetah is like one of Wonder Woman's like greatest arch enemies, or is her greatest arch enemy. She might have others, but that's like the one that's most associated with her. So this is definitely going to be it's fitting that this is the second movie. It's taking place in the 80s. That's why it's called 84. So we're going to see a lot of different hairstyles and just a different like fashion or different look. The last movie, the last movie was in like the 60s, right?
60s or 50s, something like that.
Yeah. So it's going to be a completely different, like we saw like ads and stuff.
It might have been the 40s because it was like, weren't they in like a war? They were in like a world war or something like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna look completely different, you know. So
yeah,
that's really dope. Yeah, I don't have any complaints. Like I was saying to you earlier, I really like the first Wonder Woman movie.
Me too.
I felt like it didn't get a lot of like, you know, people weren't like, yo, this is crazy. But like when I watched it, I was like, whoa, this is really good. So
I feel like it has a chance to be the best out of those three. To be honest with you, I feel like if there's one I'm gonna bet on that to be like the most watchable, funnest, like best superhero movie, I would probably go for Wonder Woman, to be honest. I think that's a safe bet.
I have so much love for Batman, man.
But you know,
Batman is just such
gonna be good.
I know, 100%. It's like it's gonna do good. They are able to target that niche of girls who like superheroes. It doesn't exist when you're doing Batman or Superman, you know. So yeah, it's gonna do well. But yeah, I think the Batman movie is what I'm waiting for, man. I'm very excited for that.
I'm more anticipated for that for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that is all the movies.
Cool. You ready for some national news, aka OVO news? All right, on to OVO news, national news. We need to have Artist Pop, please. Canadian artists, put out something that's good. Oh, that was mean. I just watched this video for Dax, and I was like, okay. It was like 10 seconds in, and then I listened to some of the song. I'm like, it's just too corny for me. And Tech Nine's on it, so I'm like, okay, well, the song's called Faster, so you could probably imagine what his verse is about to sound like.
A word. I don't even understand how those collaborations come along. Like, it's just like, I feel like if it's not, I don't know. I would want, if I'm doing a collaboration with someone like that, I would want it to be genuine to some degree. Like, you can tell, like, that's just dude just gave
clout.
Yeah. I mean, he just paid for the feature 100%. That's how he got it.
1,000%. You're right. Unless he just respects him, but I mean, it's Dax. Stop saying that before your verse. It makes me not like the song. Like, as soon as he says that, I'm like, oh God, here we go. I had someone come up to me and say, I'm not going to say who, but he's like, yo, you don't fuck with Dax? And I'm just like, no, I don't. I find his music, I just find him really corny. And I feel like he doesn't, he had a song where he's like, I've only been rapping for 2 years. And then I immediately was like, oh, well, this makes sense now. Fuck, I'm an ass. All right, let's get to national news. Drake projected to go number 2 with his song. Because, you know, there's some hoes in this world. There's some hoes in this world. There's hoes in this motherfucking world.
I thought it's just some hoes in his house.
I know, but I just changed it because this is globally number 1, and now it's official that we got a world full of hoes.
The US, the Billboard chart is actually like, you know, based on US streaming data. US when they say number 1 in the world, but I mean, we always say like whenever someone's number 1 on the Billboard, we always say number 1 in the world. But yeah, that's not really US. It is just US.
Billboard. Fuck, they're so selfish. They're so like conceited.
Exactly. But I mean, we're all about it, man. I want a number 1 on the.
I do too.
On the US Billboard, like, so that can be number 1 in the world.
So I'm in global topic news. I want to have a number 1 just so we can come on this podcast and be like, so in global news, I just went fucking number 1. That'd be so ill. And national. I'd put it both. But so Drake projected to go number 2 because these bitches got that wet ass pussy. And you know, I don't think Cardi does, but that's a side topic, which we shouldn't say. But does this? We had a conversation before about Drake going number 2 with Dark Lane's demo and all that, and I was talking about how I think this hurts his legacy, and you didn't think so. You said he needs to come back with. I'm not paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what you said, but I'm sure you can help me out. Basically, like how he just needs to come back with something harder, and I thought this song was going to be the one to do that. But now that we're seeing that it might go number 2, which I still think it'll be number 1.
I mean, it might bounce to number 1 eventually, but then debut at number 1. And I don't know, man. I just feel like, man, Cardi B is definitely not gonna stop with her. You know, she's promoting the song on Instagram. Megan Thee Stallion is buzzing right now, you know, for the wrong reason, sadly, but she is buzzing. And the song is number 1. I don't think Drake is. I said this last week before it debuted. Like, I don't think Drake is really gonna fight that, man. Because again, man, at the end of the day, the charts is just a game. Like we said, I remember when Nav went number 1, his album went number 1. You know what I mean? Like, so it's picking the right time to drop. You know,
right?
That's really what it is. Because Tootsie Side debuted at number 1. You know, Tootsie Side. I mean, this new song, Laugh Now, Cry Later, is arguably a better song than Tootsie Slide, right? But Tootsie Slide debuted at number 1. You know, and I feel like again. There was no competition that week, really. There wasn't a Cardi B trying to drop a WAP that week. So Drake got the number 1 with that song. And I'm pretty sure they didn't have any promotion behind that song. I know that they're going to have like radio promotion and shit with this Laugh Now, Cry Later because it's the album, right? So it's just how it be, man. It's the game.
Yeah.
But I don't think it ruins his legacy, man. I think he's just playing the game, man. He's playing the game very well. Like, number 2 is still nothing to be, you know what I mean? Like he's debuting at number 2. A lot of people they drop their record and then it has to like, with heavy promotion, it climbs the chart, you know? So it's debuting at number 2. It only has 1 spot up to go, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, I can't imagine him doing anything more. Like, I feel like his rollout was so dope. Like,
yeah, man. I mean, what do you mean you can't imagine him doing anything more, man? That's when they always surprise us, man. We're gonna get more.
Puts out a second video for the same song.
We're gonna get more. I'm actually so excited. I'm actually more excited for the rollout for this Drake album than I am for the album almost. You know, I'm not gonna say that. I actually am excited for the album, but I'm just the more I get into the business of music, the more I have an appreciation of when I see like a dope rollout, you know?
You like the chess plays. You like the
exactly. Kind of we just saw the execution. We just saw a dope rollout with the Cardis release, WAP, the 2 songs we're talking about right now, WAP and Laugh Now, Cry Later, involving great music video rollouts, having other celebrities in your video, like this is the game now. These are the biggest guys, and they're playing this at the same. Like I said to you last night, I was just saying, man, like these Drake, as big as he is, as huge as he can pack arenas, but during this COVID time, he's not allowed to do that. That's not a thing, So as a musician, he's been brought down to the same level as a beginner. All he has is the internet to continue to grow his base and market his product. And so what we're seeing is just really well executed rollouts, So I look at Cardi B's rollout and I look at the Laugh Now, Cry Later rollout. And so I just know, man, like the rollout for Scorpion was dope too. I just know that, Drake's got some tricks up his sleeve, and we're going to see some, this is not going to be the first thing. This is not going to be the last single, hopefully. Yeah. We're going to see some more cool shit, man. Because this is the game now. This is it. Everyone is going to be doing some really cool shit. No one can just drop an album or just tweet my album is dropping and drop. We're not all. I guess Nas did that, but even Nas dropped like a trailer or something. I saw. Did you see that?
For his album?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I did. Was it the Ultra Black one?
No, it was like, I think Ultra Black was playing, but it was just them in the studio and shit. It was just like a trailer for the album.
No, but those are always dope. I always like that stuff. Yeah. Behind the scenes stuff is really dope to me. I wish Drake would do that. I would love to have like a behind the scenes of like 40 like working on a beat with like Boy Wonder, like them in the studio. Like I'd love to see that process, I think that'd be really sick.
Word. I don't think I've ever seen that either. I think I've seen them in the studio, I guess, but I don't think I've ever seen them actually like working,
I've looked it up. I've watched, I think, practically every video on 40. I think he has a lot of insight, and like he doesn't get a lot of views because he's not really like known. But if like
he's not the front man, he's not the.
Yeah, exactly. He's the guy. He's that 100%. Guy. Anyways, but with all that being said, we're excited for Drake's new album, obviously, but he just released one in 2020, and I don't know if you remember, Show. It was called Dark Lane Demo Tapes. Does that ring a bell to you? I mean, we just talked about it.
Yeah. I think that project was pretty. Well, I mean, it was what it was, man. It was. What's the title? Dark Lane's Demo Tapes. He went out of his way to make sure like it's a demo, it's a tape.
Yeah.
He's making sure this ain't the album. He said even when he posted it, he was like, "Yo, this is not the album. Got an album coming for y'all guys in the summer. This is just all the leaks and shit." So I feel like, and we know there's no promotion behind it. Like it wasn't really like, when none of those songs are really like on the radio or anything. You know what I mean? Maybe Tootsie Slide, but yeah, he just put it out like a tape. Really, that's how I see it, and it is what it is. I feel like it's for the fans, or people who he was probably seeing like, oh, there's people who are listening to these songs on YouTube and SoundCloud. Let me just
That's true.
Let me just throw it on Spotify so I can get that bag.
Yeah,
that's really all that was.
Do you think how do you think it's aging? Have you been returning to any songs specifically?
I have not, man. I don't think I have. I think if I was going to listen to anything off that thing, it would probably be Chicago Freestyle. Yeah, that beat is wicked. But yeah, no, man. To be honest, I really have not been gone back to. I think recently I listened to Landed. So that's like a vibe. Like,
oh yeah, I'm gonna stick it. He sounds like yeah.
If I gotta land, I'm gonna stick it.
I'ma stick it. Baby, let it go and you gon' miss it. Wrote this with the
Cartier pen. Do I sound different? That's hard.
I've been whipping wrists on another rhythm. I was not kidding.
It's actually kind of dope. I'm looking at this album, like, there's definitely songs on here I genuinely don't like, but there's some like Not You Too featuring Chris Brown. This is a great song. I forgot how much I need a car, man. Fuck. I need a car, and I need to drive at night and listen to like some of these songs because, obviously,
That's exactly what it is. It's like some nice vibe music.
yeah.
But
Not
yeah.
all of this is for me though. I'm gonna D4L. No,
Yeah.
no,
I think
no.
even the one with Cardi came 1993.
Cardi's verse is so bad it takes away from Drake.
What do you think about Demon with Fabio and Sosa, or Demons?
Passport for the wooski. What the hell is a wooski a gun?
Sosa, viral, movie. I'm in this bitch with the wooski. Ball in the summer like Julie. Champagne got me loopy. Glizzy
Drake doesn't miss with the hooks, man. Even however we might feel about the content, I feel like Drake doesn't miss with the hooks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think it's for me. I did not like the other verses either.
Yeah. I just feel like he was trying to ride that wave, right? Because the drill is a huge wave going on right now in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
And the UK. Well, it's not a wave; it's a genre in the UK, but
yeah,
I think here might just be a wave. But yeah, just trying to ride the wave. Yeah, and I feel like that's what it was. You just put out a tape, for the times. At this point, Drake is so big that it can't hurt him to put out music, man. Even if you put that thing out and it didn't chart on the top 10, his base is still going to stream it. He's still going to eat. That project, even though it's not in the conversation really right now, it's doing numbers, It's doing better than a lot of people's projects,
Yeah.
So Drake eating, fam. So, but I agree with you. It definitely, it's only been a couple months, and yeah, it's definitely not been forgotten in time almost.
Yeah.
I feel like by this time next year, or just probably, hopefully, the album will have impact. I'm not gonna say hopefully, the album will have impact. I think it will be a kind of a situation where we'll be like, Dark Lane's demo, did that drop 2019 or 2020? You know what I mean? Like, because 2020 would be the Drake album, like that's how we remember it. I was like, oh, that was the album. That's how I see it. I was just some shit to keep us busy.
Yeah.
Before the album. But yeah, I think, like I said, man, Drake can do no wrong in my eyes, man, at this point in his career. Yes, we're not really going back to it, but like I said, it fed us at the time. I was excited at the time. And like I said, I'm excited for this album, man. I'm excited to see this rollout. I'm excited for the singles he drops. I know he's going to drop some more singles, and I'm excited for the album, man. I'm excited for the music because I felt like the last album he did was such a weird situation he was in, like he was he was so close to dropping the album, and then all that shit with Pusha T went down, and then it was like, he had to move stuff around. I honestly feel like the album did not become a rap and R&B album until Pusha T dissed him, and he's like, nah, I gotta fucking rap for one LP to let these people know. I gotta do a whole LP of rapping.
Yeah.
So they know what the fuck is up.
Quentin, get in
here. So yeah, I feel like just with that, and then the whole, I don't know if people say March 14, the last track on the album, the one where he addresses his son. Yeah, I love that track too. People say that he didn't write that until, after Push dissed him, but he said that he wrote that.
I heard he did it beforehand.
Yeah. But he said, all I'm saying is there were a lot of speculations around the time of his last release that made it, he had to go make last minute adjustments. I saw in an interview, he said like he didn't write like Mob Ties until after the diss, right? So like all that, all that shit going on like still affected the album. So I feel like now we're back to, everything's kind of cool. I think the beef is kind of like died down for the most part.
It'd be interesting to see what the album sounds like without the Pusha T diss, because a lot of those songs that you mentioned, even 8 out of 10, like a lot of those songs are like, damn, like if this wasn't on the freaking project, like would this even be like as good? Because like some of those songs, like Mob Ties to me is definitely a standout track.
Yeah, man, 100%. Man, I thought that it was Young Thug on that for the longest time. Did you think that
No, but I think Drake was just like biting a bit. But
Drake was just doing his best Young Thug?
yeah,
Like that's what it ended up. I ended up realizing for the longest time I thought it was Young Thug, and I was like, nope, it's just Drake doing his best Young Thug.
it's like Young Thug if you could like understand like every single syllable.
And it's not. No, I'm not saying the whole time. They're just ad libs that he was doing. Yeah. Moments that would come in, and I'm like, all right, he just got Young Thug to do those dubs.
I can tell. I just gave him 2 for 40 million like Chappelle.
But yeah, that's a really good track.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like I said, the conditions for him dropping this album look a lot better than the conditions for him dropping the last album. So as a fan, I'm just really excited.
Word.
Word.
All right. I think that's all for national. On to local news.
Yeah. So question we got for local here, just some introspective shit. What do you miss about the old world, Soy?
First of all, it really is like the old world. Like after COVID hit, I swear to you, it's just like the world almost opened up in a way. I was stuck in this really weird place where I was just hustling, and trying, like, we were about to do shows every month. We were about to have all these music videos. We were about to have this. We were about, you know what I mean? Like, and I was still like super broke, and then COVID hit and it just shut everything down and slowed everything down. And it gave people a time to just like look at their life. And like for me, like I had an opportunity just to like look at things and be like, okay, like what can I do to improve my happiness more than anything, you know? Anyways, what do I miss? Sorry. What do I miss most about the old world? I guess just feeling like being in places, like going to like certain places and not feeling weird or like shit, man. I don't like masks are fine.
Are they though?
But like I'm not trying to like my shit gets dirty in like a day and then I have to wash it and it's just filth. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I looked at the mask the other day. I was like, this looks like COVID-19, you know, like it's bad.
What is your mask made of?
It's like a fabric. I got one of those ones that like it's like you can like wash.
Oh,
So like I'm about to wash both my masks. I got a gray and a green one, but I think I miss most. I guess it would be like the openness of everything. Like more specifically, like definitely the movie theater, man. I have a movie theater right beside my crib. And like that's one of the best parts about living here is that I have that right there and I could just walk over. Shit makes me so mad when my friends like meet me at Shaughnessy. I'm like, no, I'm literally just gonna go see a movie by myself instead. But yeah, I think that's probably movie theaters are like man, I don't like the whole mask wearing thing. It's just weird. It doesn't make sense. Like I go to a fucking lake. Have you seen the lakes here?
Yeah, what do you mean?
There's no social distancing. There's no social distancing anywhere I go. I'm gonna be real with you. I stand in line. People are like right behind me. It's like it's the same except there's like little spots you can stand. And it's just like it's weird. I don't know. It trips me out. Like standing at Tim Hortons and there's a little spot that says stand here. It just seems like we're getting caught into this. And I'm pretty sure Calgary is one of the only cities to have mandatory, or is it Alberta or Calgary? I think it's Alberta.
I think it's Calgary because it was Nenshi that said it.
Yeah, Calgary's like one of the only places to have mandatory masks. And there's literally stores, mostly every single store, where it says if you don't have a mask, you can't come in here. And it's just it's a very strange time. It's so kind of surreal. You know what I mean? Like, it is surreal. There's no way around it. It's fucking weird. But I guess,
Yeah, man.
yeah. What about you, bro? I'm sorry, I went off on like a huge tangent there.
No, man. I was just saying, I said to you earlier, public swimming pools, man.
Yeah. That's just nasty
Yeah.
now, huh?
Yeah, that's like, it's just like a fucking COVID soup as far as I'm concerned. Like,
It is a real soup. It's piss. Yeah. That's nasty. It was pretty gross beforehand, but now
it
it's
was, man. It always was.
extra
Like,
gross.
but now it's like, you can't, I'm not going to be able to put
You
it out of my
always
mind
knew- you
and just
always
like
knew, you're
swim.
Dude, I
No,
think that
because,
might
like-
be my next investment, though, to be real with you.
But
Are you not going to swim, though? You're not going to go to any pools like the YMCA? Or what are you talking about?
bro, nah, man. Like, I'm not.
I'm
like,
about
what-
to. I'm going to the
like-
soup.
Like when?
I don't know. I just like, because I was thinking, like, damn, like, what would be a preferred way to exercise? And then it's like, oh, I should start swimming again. Because that was super, like, relaxing. And it's also, like, really good for your body. But
I love to swim, man. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, man. I can't go public swimming because what's the point of wearing a mask? You know, if you're
in the
if
water.
you're, I'm just saying, what is if we're trying to prevent COVID by wearing a mask when there's like over 20 people in a building, then how can I enter a pool that will frequent like 100 people throughout the day that aren't wearing masks? You literally have to take off your mask to go inside. It's literally, that's why when I think of a pool now, I just think of just a staring pot of COVID. Like, yo, come take your dip.
Get yourself some COVID. We got COVID over here.
Just come baptize yourself. Like,
yeah. In the COVID. My lungs. Dude, I saw this one. I was passing by this place. And I just want to let people know, if you pass by a place called like a co-op and it says free COVID tests, and it's like a nasty fucking sign and it's all dirty, and it's in this really random area, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, don't do it, because I don't think that shit is real. I don't know, like, it's so random. I haven't seen one place that has COVID tests, and all of a sudden this place has free COVID tests. How do you even determine? I don't understand this shit, bro. I'm lost.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing free COVID tests, but I've done a COVID test, man. And like, if you're not a professional, I would not let you do that to me, man, because it's like a swab.
Yeah, like you don't want to walk in and see Bob or something.
They stick up your nose, and it literally goes to a point like I've never put anything that far up my nose before.
Did it hurt?
Like, no, it's not. It doesn't hurt. Like, I remember the nurse was like, or it was a actual doctor, and she was just like, "Yeah, I've actually done this to myself 3 times today."
So I'm a sicko. Let me tell you how fucked up I am. I wasn't even checking for COVID.
You just kind of said that to me, be like, "Yo, don't be a pussy."
Yeah, for real.
But no, it's just like an uncomfortable feeling. You know how like from your nose, it definitely connects to like the back of your mouth, right?
Yeah.
But basically, they're just trying to like, there's that place there, and if there's mucus, it'll just be on the wall. So
that's how they determine if you have COVID?
That's where they're trying to poke that place with the thing through your nose, and then there'll be some mucus on it, and then they'll use that mucus sample to go determine.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, that thing it's like think of a Q-tip except like 3 times as long. I'm sure you've seen like
how far can this thing go?
Pictures of people like, yeah, man. And when I was doing it, I was lying down, and I thought she just her hand was scary, man. Her hand just kept going because she had to do it twice, man, because the first time I just pushed her out. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? What is this violation?
Punch her? You shoot her in the foot?
No, I just smacked her hand out, like, what the fuck? And then she's like, I have to do it again. So yeah, she ended up doing it in the other nostril. So I did it in both nostrils. And like, for me, like, just the sensation of it, like, made my eye tear up. So both my eyes were like,
you're telling me you cried? Is that what you're saying?
Man. I cried. I mean, it was a weird cry, man, because it was like I said, like, it was connected to my eye, man. Like, I'm sure if you look it up, there is some kind of gland in your nose that is connected like to your eye or whatever. Because when she did the first one, that one eye started leaking. She did the other one, and then the other eye started leaking. So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, man, like I never want to have that done to me. This came up because you were like, oh, unprofessionals are doing this. Like, fam, like I literally, a professional was doing it and I smacked her hand out. You know, so if someone who's not qualified is doing
I'm gonna. You want to get fucked up? Try to give me a COVID test. How does she do it 3 times in one day to herself?
Because she's a doctor, right? Like she works in the hospital, right? So this is in and out. Like I imagine they have to test themselves every day.
That's fucked.
Every day before they go home to their family. You know, when they come to work, you know, when they deal with a patient or you know the mask rips or anything, they have to go sanitize, clean, and then do it again. You know, I'm like, man, when I was in there, you just have so much respect. These guys literally are on the front line. You know, there's literally they had the hospital even like broken down into like how severe like your COVID was. Like, all right, so if you're just like showing early symptoms, stay in this hallway, don't exit through that door. Through that door, that's where people are coughing and shit. And then through the next, you know what I mean? So it's broken down. And so you have doctors that are working in between places, and they every time they come to a new place, they take off their masks, sanitize, put on a new mask, put on new gloves. Yeah, man, those guys are on a grind. And then yeah, I can imagine at the end of the day, like fucking they gotta stick that thing up their nose.
It's like 12-hour shift. Fuck.
Yeah, fucking COVID.
How far does this go? Oh man.
Yeah, man, it's the most uncomfortable feeling. But
so swimming pool is your answer.
Swimming pool is definitely my answer, man. What did you say, man? I was gonna elaborate on what were the things you said?
For what?
For what you're missing. What do you miss out on? Oh, I was gonna say, like, because we talked about this yesterday as well. Just how, you know, I guess we are bringing up the negatives by saying what did we miss, but there have been positives, right? Like, you know, I just feel like in this time where the world has obviously changed, we're noticing that like people are consuming more content. Like we're seeing this podcast is doing well, you know, for, you know, relatively. And I just feel like in the old world, you know, we probably wouldn't have had this momentum, but it's like everyone's at home, or, you know what I mean? Like everyone has the time now.
That's true.
To consume this kind of content. It's not, you know what I mean? People aren't outside all the time. So there's downtime to consume content like that. Same thing, you were talking about how, you know, opportunities to collab with people, you know, I feel that as well, right? Just because, like, you know, again, this has just created that everyone has kind of been brought to the same level, and it's like, yo, you know, how can I help you, or you know what I mean? But I feel like I'm just trying to elaborate on also the good that has come out of this, you know. I do feel like, yeah, we're talking to a lot. Like for me, I feel like I'm in connection with a lot more artists. I just feel like I'm doing a lot more like locally because of this. And, you know, I'm connected because we're in this quote unquote new world, or it's not the old world. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, just with other people that I meet, you know what I mean? Or whether it's online or just with anything that I'm doing, I just feel like this new world where, you know, it's now the new norm to collaborate digitally. You know, it's created opportunities for people to collaborate where they wouldn't have otherwise collaborated. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It
did, man. And I think you brought it up with Drake, but I think it's way more prevalent, especially in the scene we have right now. Like there was a kind of a metaphorical social distance with artists in the city, but now that things are, like you just said, like now that things are slowed down and like it's a little bit of a more even playing field for everyone, people are like looking at other artists and be like, you know what, fuck it.
Yeah, man. Like exactly. I think, yeah, you know, I think we even had our own little like spats with like other like music collectives in the city, or just I don't even remember those, like,
you know, hip hop, man. It's just so dramatic.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, yeah, but now it's all like I'm seeing.
It's copacetic. It's all like, I don't have beef with anyone. Like I can't.
I'm seeing an ecosystem. You know, there's just no reason for us to have a problem. You know what I mean? Exactly. There's no reason for me not to fuck with for me not to fuck with you or whatever, you know. And I just feel like in this time, if we're all like you said, you're talking to people, if we're all going out of our way to make these connections during this time, when the world returns back to the norm, you know, that's relationships we're going to come out with, right? Like,
And we're all going to
so
build together. Like I think that's something I learned as well. It's like I don't just want to see me improve. I want to see you improve, show. I want to see of course, everyone on Lift the Ones improve, but I also want to see these guys that are doing what we're doing and are grinding and are making music and are in this hip hop scene in Calgary. I want to see them, because it's always like you said, you always say this to me, where it's like it's whoever, like it's all gonna come back to everyone else because it's a scene, right? So it's like it's gonna improve everyone's well-being if someone does well. So we should all be rooting for each other, you know?
100%. 100%, man. Yeah, I feel like we're getting closer to that because of this time, you know, as fucked up as that is. So, yeah, I like to bring out the good in the situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this podcast has gone on for a minute now.
Yeah.
Artist motivation. It's our last segment before we close. So I already have this cut out here. So this is by marketing guru Seth Godin. He wrote the book The Purple Cow, and I think this is marketing. But anyways, in the world of marketing, he's kind of a big deal. He's published several books on the topic, you know, that are being like, they use his books to teach in like universities and shit. So he's done like TED Talks and like he does like master classes and whatnot. So I was watching this like podcast. This dude like interviews just influential people, and he was just asking him about mentors versus heroes. So let me just.
In terms of like mentors versus heroes, can you speak about why you think maybe we don't need mentors so much?
Well, so there's this trope, pretty new, the hustle people. Mm-hmm. Go find yourself a mentor. Right. That mentor will look out for you. That mentor will pull you along. That mentor can change everything. But if you can find someone like that, please, by all means. But let's do the math, right? For every successful person in the public eye, there's 2,000 people who want that person to be their mentor. How does that math work? Mm-hmm. Mentors don't scale. The alternative is to find heroes, and they don't even need to know you exist. You can ask yourself, what would Susan do? What would Tracy do? What would Bob do? And use their voice in your head as a compass to help you go on a path. Because heroes are easy to find, and they scale like crazy. So before you hide by saying, well, the reason I'm stuck is I don't have a mentor, maybe what you ought to say is figure out the Shazam method, the strength of S and the diligence of H and the persistence of A and the insight of Z. Whatever heroes you want to assemble as your advisors, go find those heroes and then start. You don't need anyone's permission.
Did you come to that thought out of any reaction to people, I imagine, constantly asking you to be their mentor?
In fact, it's what prompted the thought.
But yeah, so basically, takeaway is, you know, it's good to have mentors, and it's good to have heroes. But what he's saying is like, you know, a mentor is, you know, someone who's like actually your physical mentor, you know, that person that's you can meet with, you can talk to, they're going to actually coach you and help you grow to reach your goals. And that's great. If you can get a mentor, by all means, get a mentor. But there are those who are like, you know, I can't get a mentor. That's why I'm not growing. And it's like, what he's saying is, you know, if you can get a mentor, then don't wait, you know, have heroes. And I feel like we have heroes, you know, the rappers we look up to, you know, whether it's, you know, musicians or producers, and, you know, just have them, like he said a very interesting way of putting it. He's like, have them as like Shazam, you know Shazam, right? Mm-hmm. Shazam is like the champion who has like all the powers of all the, is it gods?
I think so.
Like S is like, you have the wisdom of Solomon and like the strength of Hercules and shit like that. So what he was saying is like, pick your Shazam, you know, pick your, what are those letters to you, you know? My H would be Hove, obviously, you know, and like have those people like talk to you, like guide you, like let those be let those be your mentors, you know? And so that's the difference between a mentor and a hero. A mentor is someone who's physically there for you, and a hero is, you know, someone who you create and idolize. And that's what he's saying. Like, a hero is the best way to do it, because a hero doesn't need to know you exist, you know, but you're getting the benefits of, you know, their life skills and experience, you know, just from going through that process in your mind, you know, having this person, you know, having a hero, just someone that you look up to, that is in a way coaching you, but not physically, you know, just from having them in your mind, they're coaching you to get to your goals, you know? So yeah, I hope what I said just made sense.
Did actually. It was actually dope. I've actually had that, I had that thought like last week. So that's actually really helpful.
Cool.
Yeah,
man, I really like this Seth Godin guy, man. He's like
sounds wise.
yeah, you can, I guess what I was gonna say, he's definitely like, his niche is marketing, and that's like all his videos, like that's the content you'll find him in. But when you're listening to him, you're just like, yo, this is just someone who's woke. Like, he's a scholar, you know. He when he talks, you can tell he's not just, he is talking about marketing, but he'll have like, he's using economics facts to like back up the stuff he's saying. Like, you can just tell like he's a scholar. He like reads a lot, and he's really wise as well, you know. So a lot of the stuff he's saying is not just going to apply to marketing, it's going to apply to life. But yeah, do you want to take us away with the conclusion?
Yeah, man. This is episode what? 11?
11, man.
Episode 11. Damn, son, 11 weeks. Not excluding like 2. Holy cow. We've been doing this a while now. Time flies, huh? Episode 11 of Just Kicking It. My name is Soy. Polo Show.
Yo.
We are Lifted Ones. And thank you for listening. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. If you're on YouTube, please like this video, share this podcast with your friends. We're going to do this every week for God knows how long, until we have Billboard #1s, and then I'm a fucking change and I'm a ghost, y'all. I'm just kidding. I'll be on here bragging. Because I'm a rapper. Yeah, so we're artists, MCs. We also have music of our own. Dying Breed, songs about girls. The one I want to highlight today is A Dying Breed. It's a really great summer record. It's a lot of fun, top to bottom. I think it's a really, really great album. It's called A Dying Breed by Lifted Ones. I'll have some links in the bio for the YouTube video, and you can follow me on IG at The Only True Soy. What's your IG, Polo?
My IG is Poliano _DA_Don. So Poliano is spelled the way it sounds.
Yes, and thank you guys for listening. Definitely stick around. This has been Just Kicking It. Peace out.
Peace.